Cultivation. Immortal. An ordinary monks path. An ordinary village boy stumbles upon a small local martial arts sect and becomes a registered disciple. With his humble status and mediocre aptitude, how will he establish himself within the sect and how will he break into the ranks of cultivators, ultimately achieving greatness in the three realms? Han Li, nicknamed Foolish by his village, is an intelligent and precocious young man. Despite his family's poverty, Han Li yearns to leave home and explore the outside world. When his uncle visits, he brings news of the Seven Mysteries sect recruiting for inner disciples. The Seven Mysteries sect is divided into outer and inner disciples, and the uncle, being an outer disciple, can recommend eligible children for testing. Han Li's age makes him eligible for testing, and his uncle decides to recommend him. In Qingnu Town, a small place with only one main street and an inn, a chubby, round-faced man surnamed Han and a dark-skinned boy arrived at Chushan Tavern by carriage. The man was the innkeeper Han Fatzi's nephew and was arranged to rest in a remote courtyard. 2 days later, a carriage with the Zan flag parked in front of the inn. Elder Protector Wang from the Seven Mysteries sect came to pick up a person. Han Fatzi offered bribes, and Elder Protector Wang agreed to take care of Han Li. In the crowded carriage, children were divided into 3 categories. Affluent children like Mayan, surrounded by admiring peers. Town children ingratiating themselves with Mayan, carefully observing and prioritizing their interests. Poor children, reserved and cautious, refraining from speaking. Taixia Mountain, the headquarters of the Seven Profound sect, boasts magnificent scenery and numerous checkpoints. Protector Wang Lao leads the children up the mountain, encountering formidable Seven Profound sect disciples along the way. The children are accommodated at the guest house, eagerly awaiting the initiation test the following day. Master Yu announces the journey to the Seven Mysteries sect's refinement bone cliff, consisting of a bamboo forest, a rock wall, and a cliff. Only those who reach the cliff before noon will become official disciples. Han Li follows the other children into the bamboo forest, enduring hardships under the protection of his senior. Exiting the forest, Han Li arrives at the giant rock wall, wounded but determined to climb. Driven by his willpower, Wu Yan reaches the end of the rock wall first and prepares to ascend the cliff using a hanging rope. Han Li becomes discouraged, realizing he cannot catch up with the others. Exhausted, he almost falls. Protected by his senior, Han Li regains his composure and continues climbing. Han Li fails to complete the rock climbing task but is, along with the outstanding underling Zhang Tai, exceptionally promoted to become a registered disciple. Wu Yan, who is the first to reach the cliff, is sent directly to the advanced Qi Ju Tang to learn core techniques because of his kinship with the Visect leader. Apothecary Mo selects Han Li and Zhang Tai from the new disciples as his disciple for alchemy and herb gathering and takes them to live in Divine Hands Valley. Awakened by Zhang Tai's reminder, Han Li learns that he is to meet Physician Mo to study herbalism and medicine. Physician Mo accepts the duo as unregistered disciples and teaches them a set of cultivation incantations, emphasizing that failure in the assessment will result in their expulsion to the outer sect. Han Li is thrilled to become a disciple of Seven Mysteries sect, hoping to fail the assessment and leave the sect early. A month later, Han Li and Zhang Tai diligently practice the incantations taught by Physician Mo under strict secrecy. Through his inquiries, Han Li uncovers the structure of Seven Mysteries sect and learns that Physician Mo has become a venerated servant after healing the sect master of the Wang family. Earning high regard for his exceptional medical skills, Han Li cultivates for 7 months, but stops due to weak meridians. During the sect examination, he and Zhang Tai only need to cultivate the first level of the manual. Han Li progress is slow, generating a trace of cold energy within his body. Unlike the warm energy of the pure yang energy, Han Li true energy is weak and ineffective. Han Li nearly gives up, but regains his determination upon learning that Zhang Tai has made no progress. Han Li cultivates fervently, even sleeping in the cultivation posture, but overexerts himself and almost dies. Physician Mo ignores the cultivation of Han Li and Zhang Tai, choosing instead to study the Longevity Sutra. After practicing for almost half a year, Han Li and Zhang Tai were assessed by Physician Mo. Zhang Tai had no cultivation results. Han Li's internal energy flow was slightly vigorous, but he lacked confidence. Physician Mo felt disappointed after examining Zhang Tai, but became pleasantly surprised when he discovered the energy circulating within Han Li. Physician Mo decided to accept Han Li as his direct disciple. But Zhang Tai's aptitude was deemed insufficient for him to take him as an apprentice. Physician Mo suddenly thought of another method that would be suitable for Zhang Tai and changed his mind, allowing him to pass the assessment. Zhang Tai and Han Li were overjoyed at having passed the assessment. Han Li and Zhang Tai become friends in the Valley of Divine Hands due to their similar temperaments. Han Li possesses a stone chamber specially crafted by Dr. Mo to prevent interference with his inner energy cultivation. Dr. Mo provides Han Li with meticulous guidance and grants him various precious medicines to enhance his cultivation speed. Han Li cultivates the nameless mantra and receives Dr. Mo's attentive medical care after sustaining internal injuries. Dr. Mo's concern for Han Li goes beyond that of a teacher, leaving him perplexed. Dr. Mo imparts different skills to Han Li and Zhang Tai respectively. Zhang Tai trains in the rare elephant armor art, which is easy to practice initially but becomes extremely painful at higher levels. The advanced levels of the elephant armor art grant formidable strength and invulnerability to knives and spears. Zhang Tai trains under a waterfall to break through the first layer of the elephant armor art. On the cusp of achieving a breakthrough, Han Li left the Divine Hand Valley and headed towards Kai Shui Peak. He accidentally kicked a rock and injured his big toe. He discovered a small, green bottle with a tightly sealed lid and became interested in it. Unable to go to Zhang Tai due to his injury, Han Li decided to return to his residence to apply medicine and study the bottle. Han Li hobbles back to his residence and finds his right big toe severely swollen. Uses apothecary Mo's ointment to relieve pain and bandages the wound. Han Li pulls out the mysterious vial he found and examines its material and appearance. Attempts to open the vial's cap but is unsuccessful. As the cap is tightly sealed, Han Li asks Zhang Tai to help open the vial. But even Zhang Tai is unable to unscrew it. Han Li returns to his residence, trying to think of a way to open the vial's cap. Han Li contemplates using force to open the mysterious vial but hesitates due to not wanting to damage it. Driven by curiosity and concern for the vial's owner, Han Li decides to risk it. Han Li strikes the vial with a heavy hammer, but it remains intact, showcasing its exceptional material. Realizing the value of the vial, Han Li decides to keep it for himself and conceals it with playfulness. Han Li wraps the vial in jade slip in a leather pouch and secures it close to his chest. After Han Li got injured, Zhang Tai took care of him and shared his cultivation experience. Zhang Tai was envious of Han Li's nameless mantra and was fearful of his elephant armor technique. Han Li studied the bottle and discovered that it absorbed white light spots from the sky. Han Li opened the skylight and found that the light spots were constantly flowing in. So he took the bottle outside to observe. Outside the house, the number of light spots absorbed by the bottle increased significantly, forming a huge ball of light. Han Li discovers that the bottle attracts threads of light to form a ball. But the cap still will not open. After studying it for several days, the bottle suddenly emits light, and golden characters appear, followed by the cap opening. Inside the bottle is only a drop of green liquid. Disappointing Han Li, Mr. Mo uses money to encourage Han Li to cultivate. So Han Li begins a frenzy of cultivation, neglecting the bottle. 4 years later, Han Li grows into a strong youth, practicing the mantra to the 3rd level. But the secret of the bottle is still unsolved. Dr. Mo became dissatisfied with Han Li's cultivation progress and displayed an unusual concern for him. Han Li discovered greed and desire concealed within Dr. Mo's concern, arousing his suspicion. Han Li encountered a bottleneck in his incantation cultivation due to the lack of medicinal aids, causing his progress to halt. After confessing his predicament to Dr. Mo, the latter descended the mountain in search of medicines. While wandering around Taixia Mountain, Han Li came across a melee involving 100 people. Han Li recognized several fellow disciples from the 7 Mysteries sect among the combatants and became curious. 2 young men, one of whom is Han Li's friend Wang Dapong, engage in a fist fight with an agile adversary. Han Li inquires with a boy named Xiao Suanpan and learns that the fight is a result of the death of Wang Yang, and that Wang Dapong is seeking revenge on Zhang Chongui. Zhang Chongui recruits wealthy disciples to assist him, while Wang Dapong forms alliances with lower-class disciples. Sect members observing the fight take sides, revealing a divide between wealthy and lower-class disciples. Wang Dapong defeats his opponent, who concedes defeat. Both sides then send out disciples armed with knives and swords to duel. 2 warriors fought fiercely, and Han Li couldn't tell who would win. Little Abacus asked Han Li's ancestry and learned that he had been accepted as a disciple by an enshrined. So his attitude became respectful. Han Li pretended to be shy and concealed the name of the enshrined. Little Abacus observed Han Li but found no sign of advanced martial arts. Leaving him puzzled, Han Li pointed out that the battle had been decided, and the one wielding the saber had been injured and defeated. Little Abacus regretted that Wang Dapan's side had not won the third match, which made the final match inevitable. The final participant from Wang Dapan's side was senior brother Li, who wielded the Thunder Blade technique and was very powerful. The entire audience cheered for senior brother Li, creating a lively atmosphere. Han Li asked Little Abacus about senior martial brother Li exploits. Senior martial brother Li came to the mountain 4 years ago. He became a registered disciple half a year later. He broke a record in the test, but was not accepted as a disciple by the higher UPS because his aptitude was limited. However, senior martial brother Li placed in the top 16 in the grand competition with his whirlwind and thunder saber art. He gradually began to attract attention. In last year's grand competition, senior martial brother Li ranked third. He was sent outside the mountain to make meritorious achievements. The martial arts community called him Fierce Tiger Li. He is about to enter the Hall of Seven Absolutes to cultivate advanced martial arts. Han Li was impressed by senior martial brother Li's accomplishments. During the competition, senior martial brother Li confronted Fifth Elder's disciples Willow Fu Lu sweeping sword art, and gained the upper hand due to the power of his saber. Han Li observed that there were no senior martial brothers in attendance and expressed his doubts. Han Li, who had been in seclusion, was unaware of the situation at the sect gate. He learned that the conflict with the Wild Wolf Gang had intensified. The Seven Mysteries sect sent inter-sect disciples to participate in the battle, resulting in heavy casualties. Later, they changed their strategy and allowed the disciples to gain experience before participating in the battle. Senior brother Li displayed his superb swordsmanship before leaving in a hurry, which Han Li found somewhat ostentatious. Han Li learned that Little Abacus' real name was Jin Dongbao and promised to heal his injuries. Han Li left the scene of the altercation in a jovial mood and discovered Li Shishong, an inter-sect disciple, lying by the stream due to illness. Han Li used the medical techniques from the Valley of the Divine Hands to treat Li Shishong and found through acupuncture that Li Shishong had been poisoned with the marrow extraction pill, which required medication for survival. Li Shishong had medicine on him and Han Li found it was the marrow extraction pill, which could exploit potential but shorten lifespan. Han Li had taken the marrow extraction pill before but he had done so 10 times without side effects. Li Shishong had been taking it for years, so the decision fell to him. Han Li saved Li Feiyu and gave him a pill, knowing that Li Feiyu would kill him to silence him. After Li Feiyu swallowed the pill, he went through severe pain. Han Li pulled out a silver needle. Li Feiyu then meditated to adjust his breathing and restore his vitality. After Li Feiyu recovered, he threatened Han Li with a knife. Han Li suggested keeping the secret and swore an oath. Li Feiyu put the knife away. Han Li prepared a hidden self-defense. Han Li agrees to give Li Feiyu the medicine the following afternoon, and Li Feiyu takes his leave without revealing the reason for taking it. Han Li respects Li Feiyu's decision and doesn't ask for the reason. He prepares a secret potion that will ease the pain that Li Feiyu is suffering. Li Feiyu is grateful for Han Li's understanding. Han Li plans on using this to put Li Feiyu in debt to him. Han Li reflects on past events and realizes that he has become estranged from his family. The longing for familial love triggers an emotional reaction in Han Li, causing his blood to boil and leading to a crisis in his cultivation. Han Li suspects that the Ping and Fu safety charm is the cause of the crisis and throws it away without hesitation. Han Li had a flash of inspiration and found the talisman, which calmed his abnormal symptoms. He unexpectedly discovered a small bottle and determined that it was a rare and valuable object. He decided to unlock the secrets of the bottle through live experimentation. He planned to conduct the experiment the following day. He purchased 2 wild rabbits and fed them a Bai Lu Se liquid. The rabbits underwent strange changes, their bodies expanding into large, round spheres. Rabbits in an experiment explode and die gruesomely from exposure to a toxic liquid. Han Li is shocked by the results of the experiment and realizes the horrible danger of the poison. Li Feiyu becomes desperate awaiting the delivery of painkillers from Han Li. Han Li gives the medicine to Li Feiyu and explains that it will take him a year to gather ingredients to make more. Han Li returns to the medicine garden to clean up the mess from his experiment but becomes suspicious of the contaminated herbs. Han Li decides to observe the herbs for some time to determine if they have become poisonous. Han Li continues to cultivate his technique, hoping to advance without the aid of external forces. Han Li is frustrated to discover that he cannot break through his current cultivation bottleneck without the aid of medicine. Han Li discovers medicinal herbs transforming into rare species after absorbing a mysterious liquid. He realizes he has acquired the ability to cultivate high-value plants but faces challenges in ensuring their safety. Sourcing the liquid and refining the cultivation process. Han Li tests the herbs on rabbits, confirming their non-toxicity and benefits. He anticipates the mysterious vial refilling but encounters failure due to overcast skies. Continuous drizzle over half a month hinders Han Li further attempts. After the weather cleared, Han Li observed that the vial gathered light dots again, confirming its multiple uses. The green liquid reappeared, giving Han Li great joy and eliminating the need for rare medicinal herbs. Experiments revealed that diluting the green liquid reduced its effectiveness, while applying it directly to ginseng could ripen a century-old herb. The green liquid could only be stored in the vial. When extracted, it had to be used within a quarter of an hour or it would disappear. Through tests on increasing medicinal properties, Han Li learned that the green liquid could continuously enhance the age of medicinal herbs, even up to millennial free crow grass. Han Li pondered the benefits and risks of the vial, deciding to keep it a secret and use it cautiously. To ensure his cultivation progress, Han Li sought a solution that would allow him to use the vial without revealing its secret. Use the green essence cautiously until Master Mo returns. Master Mo is expected to return within several months. Cultivate herbs according to a rare formula. Han Li possesses valuable prescriptions that he has never used. Master Mo previously lacked the herbs to create such medicines. Han Li is cautious to avoid revealing his secret to Master Mo. Han Li and Master Mo have a complex mentor-disciple relationship with a hint of deceit. Han Li remains vigilant to prevent any potential malicious intent from Master Mo. Secretly stores vials to avoid leaking the secret. Han Li resolves to avoid using the green essence recklessly again. Han Li cultivates many precious herbs, successfully concocts rare medicines, but occasionally fails and incurs losses. Miraculous medicines such as Yellow Dragon Pill, Azure Clarity Powder, Golden Marrow Pellet, and Essence Cultivation Pill. These medicines aid in enhancing cultivation, detoxifying, and healing injuries. Han Li concocted detoxification and wound healing medication in preparation for potential emergencies. Taking Yellow Dragon Pills and Golden Marrow Pills, he breaks through the bottleneck and cultivates the fourth level of the mantra. Han Li 5 senses, physicality, and spirit receive a fundamental enhancement. Han Li realizes the true profundities of the mantra. Apothecary Mo brings back a mysterious individual, tall and imposing, covered head to toe in a cloak. Han Li conceals his progress in cultivating the mantra. Han Li is diagnosed with true qi deficiency by Mr. Mo, who shows his displeasure. Han Li and Mr. Mo enter a house with a mysterious person following closely. Mr. Mo's expression becomes sinister and decisive, and his gaze at Han Li is malicious. Han Li acupoints are sealed by Mr. Mo in a strange and swift movement. Mr. Mo mocks Han Li minor trickery and discovers the iron tube hidden in his sleeve. Han Li remains silent, appearing calm in the face of danger. Mr. Mo praises Han Li's composure and hints at his future treatment based on his upcoming performance. Han Li vaguely guesses Mr. Mo's intentions but does not fully understand. Mr. Mo admits he has never truly considered Han Li as a disciple and reveals that Han Li has been guarding against him. Physician Mo, with the appearance of a 60-year-old man, is actually only 37 years old, having been poisoned and aged prematurely. In the past, Physician Mo was a martial arts expert nicknamed Ghost Hand, but he disappeared after being betrayed by a trusted aide. Physician Mo found a shortcut to regaining his former strength in a strange book, but improper practice accelerated his aging. Physician Mo learns that Han Li's everlasting spring technique could solve his problem, but only those with spiritual roots can cultivate it. Recognized by his enemies, Physician Mo's energy is depleted and his life is shortened. He urgently needs Han Li's help in cultivating the fourth level of the everlasting spring technique. On the surface, Han Li appears calm, but inwardly he is conflicted. He had a premonition of Physician Mo's intentions, but not to such an extent. Han Li slacking on his cultivation is discovered by Dr. Mo, putting him in a difficult position. Dr. Mo suspects that Han Li intentionally neglected his practice and demands that he progress to the 4th layer of the Eternal Spring technique within a year. Han Li is forced to consume the corpse insect pill, which will torture him if he fails to reach the 4th layer in a year. Dr. Mo threatens Han Li family, forcing him to comply. Caught between saving his life and protecting his loved ones, Han Li reluctantly agrees to Dr. Mo's demand. Dr. Mo's Eternal Spring technique varies in effectiveness, but Han Li's natural talent allows him to progress significantly beyond his peers. Han Li demands to know the identity of the person standing behind Elixir Dr. Mo, but the doctor evades answering. Han Li recognizes that he is no match for Elixir Dr. Mo and determines to increase his strength. Elixir Dr. Mo discovers the potency of the potion concocted by Han Li and becomes alarmed. Han Li ingests the purifying spirit powder but finds it ineffective against the corpse bug pill's poison. Han Li contemplates means of escaping Elixir Dr. Mo's control but fails to find a solution. Han Li resolves to enhance his strength to intimidate Elixir Dr. Mo. Han Li and Li Feiyu became friends after exchanging herbs. They made an appointment to meet at a secluded place to exchange martial art skills, where Li Feiyu taught Han Li techniques from the 7 Wonders sect. Li Feiyu suggested that Han Li give up the useless heartbreaking method and instead focus on genuine martial arts. Han Li inquired about the 7 Wonders sect's martial arts that did not require genuine qi, and Li Feiyu introduced him to the blink sword technique. However, no one has ever successfully practiced the blink sword technique, not even its founder. Han Li finds a peculiar martial art manual called the blinking sword technique and learns from Li Feiyu that it's underappreciated. Li Feiyu suggests stealing the original manual from the 7 Absolute sect, and Han Li agrees. Han Li returns to the Divine Hand Valley and notices a mysterious, silent man standing outside Drive Mo's manor. Han Li uses his photographic memory to visualize the moves taught by Li Feiyu. Han Li becomes concerned as he only has half a year left until the deadline given by Dr. Mo, and his longevity technique is not yet suitable for combat. Han Li hopes that the blinking sword technique can save him from his predicament. Han Li slipped out of the Divine Hand Valley to meet Li Feiyu. Despite knowing about it, Dr. Mo allowed Han Li to come and go freely. Han Li used the Forever Spring Arts to scout the area for any disturbances within dozens of feet. Li Feiyu handed a very large package to Han Li, claiming it to be the Blink Sword Techniques manual. However, the package seemed to be unusually heavy. Han Li opened the package and discovered that it was actually a portion of the 7 Mysteries Hall's collection of books. Horrified, Han Li feared that discovery would bring about disaster. Li Feiyu is scolded by Han Li for stealing a book, but Li Feiyu denies the theft. Li Feiyu hands over several manuals to Han Li, all of which say Blinking Sword Manual. To Han Li's surprise, the library has nearly 100 manuals with the same title. Li Feiyu admits that he has checked the books and confirmed that there are 74 Blinking Sword Manuals. Han Li carefully examines one of the manuals. Han Li and Li Feiyu stumbled upon a treasure trove of jumbled secret manuals, including the Blink Sword Technique. Han Li browsed through the manuals swiftly and was drawn to the Blink Sword Technique. Li Feiyu could not practice the Blink Sword Technique because his true essence was already formed, so he lost interest in the manual. Li Feiyu asked Han Li to copy the manual and return the original when they met again. Han Li raced back to the Divine Hand Valley under the cover of darkness. Han Li cautiously navigated the dense forest under the cover of darkness when he detected movement nearby. Concealing himself behind a tree, he overheard a conversation between 2 individuals, identifying them as spies from the Wild Wolves band plotting against the 7 Mysteries sect. Han Li recognized one of the spies' voices as that of the mustachioed steward from the sect's large kitchen on the mountain. The spies discussed the need to steal a list, possibly connected to their operation. Han Li escaped with his life, realizing he had to proceed with caution and consider his response to the impending danger. An unfamiliar voice of a spy, about 20 years old, Han Li informed Li Feiyu about the Wild Wolf Gang's spy, in order to gain the support of Li Feiyu, who was motivated by fame and profit. Blink Sword Manual is a secret assassination technique that emphasizes technique. It requires exceptional 5 senses, weak internal energy, and a complex and cumbersome set of moves. The excessive training requirements prevented most disciples from learning the Blink Sword Manual, causing it to be gradually abandoned by the Seven Mysteries sect. An elder of the Sixth Profound Gate had his cultivation abolished and, in order to maintain his status, he stole a secret manual and created the Blinking Sword Manual that did not require inner force. As soon as the manual was released, the elder severely injured a powerful enemy and saved the Seven Profound Gate from danger. When the elder passed away, he left a will to store the manual in the Seven Wonders Hall. But no descendants practiced it, and the manual gathered dust. Han Li, in order to protect his life, ignored the origin of the manual and prepared to memorize the secret technique. Han Li studied the manual all night, becoming engrossed in it. After Han Li washed up and became clear-headed, he realized that it would take years of bitter practice to master the manual and that time was running out. Han Li decides to cultivate some secret techniques in a short time to protect himself from Mo Daifu's threat. After screening and sorting, Han Li formulates a method for rapid cultivation and prepares a set of combat equipment. Han Li informs Li Feiyu about the mole in the Wild Wolf Gang to gain his favor. Han Li orders and modifies items such as a short sword and iron bell, preparing them to counter Mo Daifu. Han Li leaves a note and leaves the valley, claiming to return after 4 months of closed-door cultivation. Mo Daifu learns of Han Li's departure and plans to monitor his movements. He sends a messenger bird named Cloudwing Bird to secretly monitor Han Li and report back if he leaves the mountain range. Mo Daifu is overconfident, declaring that he will kill Han Li if he encounters him, and his plan is already in motion. Physician Mo is reminded not to underestimate the enemy, that his technique has drawbacks, but his doubts have been dispelled. Han Li cultivates the bone-softening technique by himself in a secluded gully. A yellow bird watches Han Li. Another gray bird is caught by Han Li but released. Han Li finds that his breath concealment technique and disguise technique have improved, and he prepares to practice secret chamber assassination techniques. Han Li finds out that the yellow bird was sent by Physician Mo to monitor him, but doesn't take action against it because he likes it. Physician Mo, unaware that Han Li has discovered the surveillance, sets up a formation in the stone chamber. Li Feiyu discovers an undercover agent, earns merit, and is promoted to Dharma Protector. Han Li trains hard for several months, mastering the Luo Yan step and the 6th level secret techniques of the Changchun cultivation. Han Li learns the Luo Yan step one day before the appointed time, increasing his ability to survive. Han Li understands the uniqueness of the Changchun cultivation, relying on spiritual medicine to assist in breaking through the limitations of his natural abilities. Han Li has doubts about the special uses of the 6th level of the Changchun cultivation, speculating that the subsequent instructions were concealed by Dr. Mo. Han Li plans his meeting with Dr. Mo in his mind, formulating a plan to deal with danger. Physician Mo was uneasy about blackmailing Han Li, but he acted courteous when Han Li arrived. Han Li doubted Physician Mo's intentions and noticed a mysterious man hiding in the corner. Physician Mo requested to check the progress of Han Li's Everspring art, but Han Li asked to remove the threat of the corpse-eating beetle pill first. Physician Mo gave Han Li the antidote, and Han Li confirmed its effectiveness after taking it. Physician Mo made some idle chatter before asking once again to examine Han Li's cultivation. Han Li agrees to let Dr. Mo check his cultivation to prove that he has cultivated the 4th layer of the evergreen formula. After examination, Dr. Mo discovers that Han Li's cultivation has indeed reached the required level and expresses surprise. Dr. Mo suddenly turns hostile, using words to attack Han Li in an attempt to control him. Han Li, relying on the 6th layer of evergreen formula's restorative capabilities, breaks free from Dr. Mo's control and draws his sword. Han Li declares that only one of them can leave the room alive. Han Li uses white powder to create a smokescreen, then vanishes from the room. Dr. Mo disperses the smoke, but he can't find Han Li, and he guesses that Han Li is hiding on the eaves. Han Li suddenly attacks from the roof, aiming his sword at Dr. Mo's abdomen, but Dr. Mo dodges it. Han Li uses his earth yellow robe and his concealment technique to pretend to be a part of the floor. Getting close to Dr. Mo, Dr. Mo realizes Han Li's ability and takes him seriously. Examining his own hands, Han Li holds a short sword and approaches Dr. Mo, ready to attack again. Silvermoon Hand Dr. Mo unleashes a powerful aura, transforming his arms into silver giant palms with immense strength. Han Li unfazed despite facing Dr. Mo's overwhelming power. Han Li maintains his composure, responding with sarcasm. Dr. Mo's attack. Dr. Mo swings his silver giant palms at Han Li. One aimed at his throat and the other at his shoulder. Sword light protection. Han Li wields his short sword, forming a sphere of sword light to protect his upper body and ward off Dr. Mo's silver hand attacks. Sword knocked away. Dr. Mo's silver hand strikes Han Li's short sword, knocking it away and immobilizing him. Smoke escape. Han Li employs his ghost body technique to transform into smoke, breaking through Dr. Mo's silver screen barrier and escaping the dangerous situation. Healer Mo assaults Han Li, who is too weak to execute a footwork. Han Li draws a dagger and prepares to fight back, but his left hand is numb and he cannot use the sword. Healer Mo tries to persuade Han Li to surrender but fails. Han Li assumes an archery posture. Healer Mo suspects Han Li is bluffing but is stabbed by Han Li, who has transformed into an arrow. Han Li dagger transforms into dozens of copies, making it difficult to distinguish the real one. Healer Mo identifies the real sword and attacks it. Han Li raised his sword slightly, emitting a blinding white light. It forced Mo Daifu to step back and shield his upper body with his arms, relying solely on his hearing to track Han Li movements. Han Li concealed a pointed weapon within his sword sheath and thrust it toward Mo Daifu's throat. Mo Daifu dodged the pointed weapon but sustained a graze on his neck. As he rolled away, Mo Daifu realized his vision had returned and noticed blood on Han Li's pointed weapon. Discovering that the sword blade had been a ruse to conceal the pointed weapon, Mo Daifu's anger subsided. Han Li demonstrates a series of plots, putting Physician Mo in a predicament. Physician Mo becomes cautious of Han Li and dares not act rashly. Han Li unexpectedly offers to surrender. Physician Mo suspects Han Li's motives, but Han Li insists he holds Physician Mo's life. Han Li reveals that the weapon he used is coated with entwined fragrant silk, an extremely potent poison. Physician Mo recalls the incident where he tucked the entwined fragrant silk formula into a medical book. Han Li confidently suggests a truce, and Physician Mo begins to consider Han Li's proposal. Entangled silk thread poison spreads rapidly through the blood vessels, but it's highly dangerous for martial artists as using internal essence rashly will accelerate the toxin's effects. Long-term poisoning leads to bone deformation and eventual full-body paralysis. The toxin permeates the bone marrow, and can only be suppressed by an antidote. It cannot be completely eradicated. Dr. Mo dismisses the entangled silk thread, leading Han Li to suspect he has missed something. A massive black figure, Iron Slave, suddenly appears and captures Han Li, with astonishing strength that immobilizes him. Dr. Mo intervenes to stop Iron Slave's brutality, and Han Li senses he has some reservations. Dr. Mo produces a box of fine yellow wood, containing peculiar silver blades of exceptional sharpness, with malevolent demon heads at their hilts. Dr. Mo threatens Han Li with a sharp blade, but Han Li stays composed until the blade almost stabs him, and then he closes his eyes and awaits death. However, the blade strikes Dr. Mo's own shoulder. Dr. Mo praises Han Li's courage and then pierces himself with 7 blades. Dr. Mo enters a meditative state, while the enormous Iron Slave watches over Han Li closely. Dr. Mo begins to convulse and tremble, and a thick demonic mist appears on his face. As Dr. Mo chants and gestures, the demonic mist becomes agitated and lashes out with more tendrils. Dr. Mo opens his eyes and cries out the name of a secret technique, 7 Ghost Soul Eater. Han Li witnessed Magician Mo perform a spell, during which 7 strange blades whirred and clattered. Magician Mo fed the blades, after which they calmed down. Magician Mo then pinched his fingers and recited an incantation. A ghost head absorbed the dark mist on Magician Mo's face, revealing his true appearance, that of a young man in his 30s, which was Magician Mo's original appearance. Han Li realized that Magician Mo had the ability to restore his original appearance, but he did not know why he would torment himself in this way. He saw that the young Magician Mo was disoriented, and guessed that he might be overwhelmed with excitement at regaining his lost appearance. Han Li tentatively asked Magician Mo to let him go, but realized that Magician Mo would not let him off so easily. After Dr. Mo's appearance grew younger, his voice also became charming, and he called out Han Li's name directly. Han Li inquired about Dr. Mo's intentions, but Mo did not answer. Dr. Mo took out an exquisite silk parcel that contained a crumpled piece of yellow paper. Strange symbols were painted on the yellow paper in silver lacquer, activating the eternal spring technique within Han Li. Dr. Mo leaned close to Han Li's ear and declared that he would possess his body. Tai Nu grabbed Han Li, preventing him from resisting. Dr. Mo recited an incantation. The symbols on the yellow paper lit up, and he attached the yellow paper to Han Li's forehead. Han Li lost control of his body, and he could only observe and listen with his consciousness. Medicine Master Mo gags Han Li's mouth with yellow paper and takes him to a newly constructed stone building. The stone building is illuminated by candles, and in the center is a strange pattern drawn with powder and surrounded by blue jade. Medicine Master Mo talks to a young man in his 20s, discussing a method involving the 7 ghost soul devouring art and soul fixing talisman. Medicine Master Mo suspects that the young man will go back on his word at the last moment, since he was killed by Medicine Master Mo in the past and may hold grudges. The young man swears by his ancestors and his clan, guaranteeing the success of the method. But Medicine Master Mo is still dubious, considering that the young man is now a disembodied spirit who lives a miserable life. Dr. Mo demands Yu Zizi confirm the soul-seizing technique is foolproof. Otherwise his life will be in danger. Yu Zizi swears the technique is correct and warns Dr. Mo that using the 7 fiends soul-devouring technique will damage his essence and affect the soul seizure. Dr. Mo decides to risk using the soul-seizing technique to obtain the spirit roots. Dr. Mo and Yu Zizi plan to help each other cultivate and exchange techniques after the soul seizure succeeds. Han Li is forced to accept the soul seizure and curses Dr. Mo before falling unconscious. Han Li dreams of fighting different orbs of light, representing the soul seizure process. Han Li awakes from unconsciousness, finding his body weakened but freed from Dr. Mo's control. Dr. Mo has transformed into a withered old man, but he has died, and the binding spirit talisman has vanished. Han Li detects the presence of a green light orb and suspects it to be Yu Zitong. Yu Zitong acknowledges his identity, revealing himself as Dr. Mo's accomplice. Han Li demands that Yu Zitong explain the situation, and Yu Zitong agrees to cooperate. Yu Zitong enters the secular world to overcome a bottleneck in his spring longevity technique. After falling into depravity, he is taken in by nobles and his desire for cultivating immortality wanes. After discovering the blood spirit herb, he reignites his desire for cultivation. He fights with another cultivator over the blood spirit herb and escapes while injured. He meets Physician Mo, who reveals he has valuable medicine, which attracts malicious intent. Physician Mo poisons Yu Zitong, but Yu Zitong uses the blood arrow ghost curse and his primordial spirit possesses Physician Mo. Physician Mo consumes Yu Zitong's pills and recovers his strength. The Yin Soul curse causes Grandmaster Mo to age rapidly, and Yu Zitong's primordial spirit is also assimilated. Yu Zitong plans to seize Grandmaster Mo's body, but hesitates due to the iron law of seizing bodies in the immortal cultivation world. Grandmaster Mo proposes an agreement: control the assimilation, slow down the aging, find a child with spiritual roots to cultivate the everlasting spring technique. Grandmaster Mo will seize a body to be reborn, and later assist Yu Zitong in seizing a body. Grandmaster Mo refuses to seek help from Yu Zitong's family, making Yu Zitong resentful. Grandmaster Mo accepts Han Li as a disciple and teaches him the everlasting spring technique. Han Li devours Grandmaster Mo's primordial spirit and succeeds in seizing his body. Yu Zitong's primordial spirit hides within Han Li's body. Yu Zitong believes he can persuade Han Li to collude. Han Li responds calmly and asks about the consequences of absorbing his own nascent soul. Yu Zitong explains that the nascent soul can only be stored temporarily but can use his primal chi. Yu Zitong's primordial spirit is trapped and attacked by black liquid and blades, continuously weakening it. Han Li mercilessly slashes Yu Zitong's primordial spirit, annihilating it. Han Li eradicates the last traces of Yu Zitong's primordial spirit using 7 poisons: water and sunlight. Han Li encounters the gigantic iron slave but remains unnoticed by it. Han Li contemplates methods of subduing the giant. Han Li examines Dr. Mo's corpse to find a means to restrain the giant. Han Li discovered many dangerous possessions on Dr. Mo, including sleeve arrows, poisoned sand, and boomerangs. Han Li examined the suspicious items closely and found Dr. Mo's last will and testament hidden in a perfumed pouch. In the will, Dr. Mo confessed to being poisoned, and that Han Li was his only hope for survival. He proposed a risky deal: Han Li would protect Dr. Mo's daughter. And in exchange, Dr. Mo would give Han Li his daughter's hand in marriage and a large sum of money. However, the deal came with great risk, as Dr. Mo's enemies were powerful, and Han Li may not be able to handle them. Han Li was torn between the allure of wealth and the danger involved. Han Li decides to put his plans to trade the poison on hold in favor of trying to control the giant. Han Li discovers the charm bell Dharma treasure can control the giant, making him obey his commands. The giant's face is swollen, and Han Li suspects some connection to his missing friend, Zhang Tai. Han Li notes a resemblance between the giant's face and Zhang Tai in his normal form, and speculates that the giant might be Zhang Tai's body without his soul. Han Li suspects Zhang Tai was abducted by Dr. Mo and Yu Zitong and that they used elephant armor technique to turn him into an erratic corpseman. Dr. Mo created this corpseman to control a powerful and obedient corpseman. Han Li is disturbed by his own coldness and ruthlessness but still decides to use Zhang Tai's body. Han Li names the giant man Ku Han and orders him to come to his aid. Han Li thoroughly destroys the traces of the stone house. Han Li feels fortunate to be alive after all he has been through. Han Li discovers that the secret manual left by Dr. Mo contains the next 2 levels of the longevity formula, making him eager to cultivate his magical powers. While treating his disciples, Han Li showcases his exceptional medical skills by using rare and precious medicinal herbs, spreading his reputation throughout the 7 Mysteries sect. Deputy Sect Master Ma invites Han Li to take over Drive Mo's work, along with the benefits and actual salary received by Dr. Mo. Han Li was given residence in the Valley of Divine Hands by the 7 Mysteries sect and asked not to be disturbed, even refusing the services of a maid. Han Li establishes a rule of ringing a bell to call for him, which makes sure the secret of the small bottle is safe. Despite some controversy, the rule is accepted after Han Li heals the higher UPS, and he becomes a legendary maverick. Li Feiyu remains friendly, while Wu Yan, when seeking medical care, recognizes Han Li and is punished a little for his past behavior. Surpassing Drive Mo, Han Li uses the small bottle every day to grow medicinal herbs, which he uses to treat others and cultivate himself. Han Li takes over Drive Mo's Grandmaster chair and belongings but declines to move into his residence, as it has something to do with his death. Han Li has something sinister and icy hidden in his dantian, which he cannot get rid of and can only agree to travel far for treatment after a year. Han Li practices the fireball technique and successfully maintains a fireball for the first time, but it drains him greatly. Han Li studies the spell incantations in the Eternal Spring technique and comprehends them over 3 months. Han Li begins practicing spells but progresses slowly, achieving minor success only in the fireball technique and heaven's eye technique. The fireball technique proves formidable, capable of melting steel and igniting water. Han Li realizes the vast disparity in power between cultivators and mortals and understands Yu Zitong's arrogance. Han Li studies the Eye of the Sky technique, discovering that it can only help detect the presence and strength of a cultivator's spiritual power. He shifts his focus to practicing other spells, but finds the process difficult, leading him to lament. The sound of a bell rings, signaling a request for medical aid from someone outside the valley. The person seeking help is Ma Rong, a disciple of Elder Li, who has fallen unconscious due to poisoning. Han Li realizes that he is not proficient in detoxification techniques, but agrees to help nonetheless. Elder Li's humble abode was crowded with visitors. Han Li was warmly greeted by everyone upon entering, but despite his polite response, he was not keen on socializing. Morong led Han Li into the living room, where he discovered Li Feiyu also present, who was being attentive to a petite young girl. The girl was around 15 or 16, with delicate and beautiful features, a jade hairpin in her hair, and a lotus green dress. Morong introduced the guest sect leader Ma, Elder Qian, Elder Zhao, and Elder Li family members. Elder Zhao expressed his skepticism about Han Li's medical skills due to his young age, but Han Li remained unconcerned. Head Elder Ma deliberately instigated conflicts between Han Li and Elder Zhao. Elder Li's close friend, Han Li was displeased but remained calm, realizing that Head Elder Ma intended to recruit him to his faction. Ma Rong introduced Elder Li family, and Han Li discovered that Elder Li's niece, Zhang Shuer, was present. Han Li met with Li Feiyu, who pretended not to know Han Li. Ma Ran explained that this was due to Li Feiyu's personality. Han Li hinted at Li Feiyu's behavior, and Li Feiyu grimaced before returning to his usual demeanor. Han Li examined Elder Li and found that the poisoning was severe. Poison spots covered his body. His face was dark, and his symptoms were serious. Han Li diagnosed Elder Li poison as similar to Chan Shanxi entangling fragrance, a hybrid poison, unable to counteract all of its toxicities. Han Li planned to use Qing Ling San clearing spirit powder to attempt detoxification. Elder Li family agreed to Han Li detoxification, though the chances of success were only 50. Elder Li wife, Lady Li, resolutely consented, willing to take the risk. Han Li retrieved the clearing spirit powder while Li Feiyu and Zhang Shuer fetched warm water. Per Han Li instructions, Lady Li administered the medicine to Elder Li, and the toxicity began to subside. The situation seemed to be improving, but Han Li was concerned that the detoxification was proceeding too smoothly, potentially damaging his reputation. Han Li diagnosed that Elder Li remaining facial pallor indicated the presence of residual toxins. Han Li asked Sect Master Ma and Elder Qian to assist in expelling the toxins and used golden needles to let blood and detoxify. Han Li dismissed everyone from the bedroom to perform the detoxification procedure, which took a while. The door to the bedroom opened, and Han Li announced that the residual toxins had been cleared and Elder Li would awaken. The Li family members were overjoyed, but Han Li reminded them that Elder Li needed to rest. Patriarch Ma and Elder Qian spent a lot of their true energy to detoxify Elder Li. After Elder Li was detoxified, the Li family was very grateful and decided to go to the door to thank them for saving their lives. Under the tree, Han Li was bored counting leaves when he was attacked by Li Feiyu. Han Li asked Li Feiyu if he knew that Zhang Shuer knew that he had only a few years to live from consuming the heart marrow pill. Li Feiyu was shocked and lost his color. Han Li consoled him with philosophy. Although Li Feiyu's mood recovered, he still expressed that while he was alive, Zhang Shuer could only belong to him. Han Li and Li Feiyu discuss Li's domineering nature and situation. Li refuses to disperse his cultivation, and Han Li respects his decision. Two factions start a war, and the large bell outside the valley rings frequently. Han Li healing skills improve. Young experts from the Wild Wolf Gang and Seven Mysteries sect emerge, and Li Feiyu becomes one of the two heroes. His relationship progresses smoothly. Han Li learns the Flight with Ease spell, experiencing a feeling of lightness. Flight with Ease enables him to travel long distances or commute, consuming minimal spiritual power with lasting effects. Han Li realizes that he cannot perform the fixed spirit talisman and the object movement art, possibly because the materials and items are not suitable. Through research, Han Li discovers that the fixed spirit talisman requires special materials to craft, while the object movement art manipulates specific objects. Han Li combines martial arts and magic techniques, merging the misty smoke step with the wind controlling technique, enhancing his agility. He improves the use of the fireball technique, using fireballs as close combat weapons. Han Li's magic power surpasses that of the previous Yuzatong, but his command of spells and combat techniques still fall short. The Wild Wolf Gang proposes peace negotiations, raising suspicions among the Seven Mysteries sect. The sect master decides to negotiate first, and if the conditions are reasonable, they will make peace. Otherwise they will continue the conflict. Both sides decided to negotiate at Luishaslope, where assistant sect masters would attend, with Seven Mysteries sect sending a team of experts to ensure the safety of the negotiation. Seven Mysteries sect dispatched assistant sect master Wu to lead the team, consisting of core members and senior figures providing support. Han Li joined the negotiation team, indifferent to the outcome as he planned to leave Seven Mysteries sect. After the negotiation team left, Han Li prepared to leave and bid farewell to the senior figures. The negotiation team was annihilated by the Savage Wolves Gang, with assistant sect master Wu and all core members killed. An alarm sounded as the Savage Wolves Gang pursued the survivors and attacked Mt. Kai Sha. The enemy employed a strategy of internal sabotage and crossbow attacks to capture the outer outposts and besiege Sunset Peak, aiming to capture its leaders. The negotiation team was ambushed by military repeating crossbows, resulting in many casualties among elite members. Only a few with high martial arts skills or luck managed to escape. High-ranking members such as Sect Master Wu and elders were killed in the ambush, while those with lower status but still capable martial arts abilities, like Li Feiyu, escaped. Li Feiyu and Han Li decide to regroup with their subordinates and Elder Li before formulating a plan to counterattack. Li Feiyu's concern for Zhang Shu'er manifests in contradictory actions, which draws contempt and envy from Han Li. Han Li summons the giant Ku Han out of his dwelling. Li Feiyu learns of approaching enemies, but Han Li remains composed. More than 10 enemies arrive and Han Li orders Ku Han to kill everyone except the blue-robed enforcers. A giant appears and captures a blue-clothed law enforcer. Han Li interrogates the blue-clothed law enforcer and learns that the Wild Wolf Gang is concentrating its forces to attack Sunset Peak. The news reveals that other gangs are also involved in the attack. The situation is grave. Han Li decisively suggests meeting with Li Feiyu to avoid the enemy and, if necessary, eliminate the targets. In the courtyard of the Divine Hand Valley's Elder Li, the crowd is anxiously discussing. Elder Li's disciple, Ma Rong, insists on sending someone to investigate. Elder Li refuses, emphasizing the priority of safety within the courtyard and using a golden token to assert his authority. King Sect's trusted aide delivers an order summoning Elder Li to a meeting at Sunset Peak. Cowardly, the aide remains at Li residence to rest, hindering reconnaissance and the transfer of command. Ma Rong defies the aide's orders, sending scouts to discover a major incident at Seven Mysteries Sect. Li Feiyu and Han Li rush to Elder Li residence, encountering an ambush by Blackwater Sect disciples. Li Feiyu seizes a steel blade and promptly kills the disciples. The Blackwater Sect leader orders a retreat, sending a signal for reinforcements. A shadow appears, its swift swordsmanship decimating the fleeing disciples. Golden Wolf Jia Tianlong plots to overthrow the 7 profound gates and triumphs with the help of military crossbows. To intimidate smaller gangs, Jia Tianlong takes their families hostage and bribes them into submission. The Wolf Gang captures the last outpost of Sunset Peak, but Jia Tianlong suspects a conspiracy. The enigmatic Zhang Xian appears, disregarding Jia Tianlong and urging him to seize the 7 profound gates. Jia Tianlong sought the assistance of Jin Kuang to attack the 7 profound sect. Jin Kuang was arrogant and boasted that his swordsmanship could handle the 3 hidden Grand Masters of the 7 profound sect's sect master. The Wild Wolf Gang attacked Sunset Peak and surrounded the 7 profound hall, preparing to launch an offensive. Wang Juchu, the sect master of the 7 profound sect, emerged alone, his face pale and his gaze daunting. Jia Tianlong taunted Wang Juchu, who claimed his visit was to negotiate terms of surrender. Wang Juchu announces his surrender but threatens Jia Tianlong that there is a great mechanism in the main hall of Sunset Peak sect. If activated, the entire mountain will collapse, burying everyone present. In order to prove his words are true, Wang Juchu activates mechanism number 2. Jia Tianlong suspects Wang Juchu's words and decides to observe the situation before making a decision. After the chaos on the peak settles, Jia Tianlong demands that Wang Juchu produce evidence. Wang Juchu stares at a stone hall and the Wild Wolf Gang members also pay attention. Han Li and Li Feiyu mingle among the crowd, whispering to each other, discussing whether or not Sunset Peak is really hollow. Han Li easily kills all enemies using a bizarre body technique, shocking Li Feiyu with his strength. Han Li stops hiding his strength, and the crowd discovers his might. From Ma Rong, they learn that Elder Li and Zhang Shu'er have gone to Sunset Peak and are worried when they discover that Zhang Shu'er is in danger. The two of them infiltrate Sunset Peak disguised as disciples of the Broken Water Sect. Learning that the peak might have a deadly secret weapon, Han Li insists that they must leave Sunset Peak regardless of its truth and finds an opportunity to enter the main hall with Li Feiyu. The mountain suddenly shakes violently, and everyone thinks it's going to collapse, causing chaos. Wang Juchu mocks the Wild Wolf Gang members. The mountain stops shaking, and a large hole appears where the stone hall is located. Jia Tianlong confirms the evidence, realizes they cannot annihilate the 7 Mysteries sect, and suggests a retreat. Negotiating with Wang Juchu. Synopsis. 2 conditions are put forward. Withdraw from the territory. Engage in a life and death contract duel. Concept of the contract duel. The duelists sign a death warrant. Only one person can leave the arena alive. Those who leave the arena without permission are subject to a bounty within the martial world. Jia Tianlong's request for a contract duel. 50 combatants from each side. Engage in a large-scale melee. More than 30 trained Imperial Guard disciples form the perimeter of the death arena. Han Li suggests that Li Feiyu take advantage of the chaos to rescue Zhang Shu'er and flee to avoid punishment. But Li Feiyu refuses. Sect Master Wang and Jia Tianlong exchange life and death pacts. And both sides select warriors to fight to the death. Jia Tianlong selects the flying sword expert, the dwarven Taoist Jingguang, believing that he can easily defeat the 3 granduncles of the 7 Mysteries sect. Among the warriors signing the life and death pact for the 7 Mysteries sect is Elder Li, which surprises Han Li. Li Feiyu is shocked to discover that Zhang Shuer is also among the warriors who signed the life and death pact for the 7 Mysteries sect. Han Li is surprised to find Zhang Shuer participating in a death match, and decides to help her along with Li Feiyu. Li Feiyu and Han Li join the 7 Mysteries sect, sign a death contract to participate in the death match, and Han Li demonstrates his amazing body technique, showing his strength to the Sect Master Wang. Although surprised, Sect Master Wang agrees to Han Li participation and asks him and Li Feiyu to sign the life and death contract first. The death match officially begins. The dwarf of the Wild Wolf Guild uses a charm to manifest a golden light around his body, blocking the steel blade attacks of the 7 Mysteries sect's guardians. The crowd is astonished by the dwarf's magic, and intrigued by the rumors about immortal cultivators. Han Li uses his heavenly eye technique to discover that the dwarf is an immortal cultivator with low spiritual power, and the golden light around his body is just the result of a charm. The disciples of 7 Mysteries sect fail to break through the indestructible Vajra skill of Golden Light Monk. So the sect master Wang Juchu sends his uncle to intervene. The uncle is stout and tall, and he uses strange ways such as finger flicking and circling to provoke the Golden Light Monk. His long cries and the sound of bones cracking make the Golden Light Monk's arms and legs weak, so he is unable to cast spells. The uncle suddenly grows in size and gains well-developed muscles. He strikes the golden cover with powerful punches and deforms it. The Golden Light Monk takes out a black box, but because of panic he is unable to open it. The golden cover is distorted continuously by the uncle's attacks.